Morning, everybody. It's been about a week since I did conscious coffee, and I just felt like I really needed to pop on this morning for sure. So much going on. I ended up with a nasty bug last week that gave me laryngitis, and I couldn't even talk hardly, so I had to cancel a lot of things, and just kind of take the time, the week, to recover. But this morning, I was laying in bed and I was listening to my morning meditation. I was thinking about all things I need to get done today. And today's my mommy day. My munchkin butts are coming back from their dad's house. And it's normally just a day that I kind of just take off. Wednesdays and Thursdays for me are that way. But as I was laying there, I was thinking about, the topics of the week and what's going on. And one of the topics is definitely around love. And I thought, it's a really good topic considering that I haven't done a conscious coffee, which I love doing for maybe it's even over a week. I lost track of the days. I really did. I just kind of lost track of the days. And I do this where I will fall out of love with my daily writing. I'll fall out of love with conscious coffee sometimes. And on the front side, I really miss it. Like those first couple days, I'm like, oh, I need to do it. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to connect with it. I need to show up for it. I need to, experience what I experience when doing a conscious coffee, when I'm writing. I need to do that. Now I love my work. One of the things that, the reasons why I do what I do is, yes, I enjoy helping people. Yes, I love the ability to, just to create and stuff. I really, truly love my work. But I fall out of love with my work consistently. Like if I go away on a trip for a week and I don't think about work at all, it's so easy to kind of come back into that flow and go, oh, there's something missing here, but I don't know what it is. And it's my work, because my work's not my work. My work's my art. But I'll fall out of love with it. I'll fall out of love with cooking good food. I'll fall out of love with my yoga practice, which I love my yoga practice. I know it feeds my soul. I feel so aligned and connected when I'm doing the things that I need to be doing. And of recent, I've been working a lot with couples, and a lot of the couples, I see this theme running of, it's so easy to fall out of love. It just is, and now these couples have been together 10, 15, 20, 30 years, right? But and you go, well, the new relationship energy is over. Well, there's been all of this stuff that's happened in a relationship that has caused these issues in a relationship, and that's why they've fallen out of love. The biggest culprit to people falling out of love, in my opinion, so let's not take this for, the biblical truth here or something, but from what I see and what I've experienced myself, because I've fallen out of love in seemingly overnight, and I've had people fall out of love with me in, overnight, and you go, what the heck? How did that happen? And it is because we create an energetic disconnect at such an extreme level. Basically, we just get so caught up, and here's where it happens. It is the things that happen in our relationships. We get caught up with our work, and we make our work our primary partner. We get caught up with stress, with pain, with responsibilities outside of that intimate relationship with our partner, and we make that our primary partner. When we make something else our primary partner, our relationship, our intimate relationship with whatever it is that we are involved in, we fall out of love with. Like this, we really truly just merge over, because our focus has now shifted so hardcore over to this other thing that we have now completely created zero space for that primary relationship. And when we create zero space for a primary relationship, it's not primary, is it? It is not the primary relationship. Our focused on. So if you're in a marriage and you're like, I feel disconnected from my partner, I just don't feel in love with them right now. I don't, like I'm not feeling the bond. I'm not feeling the connection. I'm not feeling the desire. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling that. All these things that we crave in relationship. I ask you to look, what is your primary relationship? Like, let's be serious, because everything is a relationship. We're not raised to think like that. It's not something that is popping at us that we're in relationship with everything, but I promise you this, not just my opinion here. I promise you this, you are in relationship with every single piece of your life. You're in a relationship with your work. You're in a relationship with you're in a relationship with, yes, all the different people in your life. You're in a relationship with your debt. You're in a relationship with your savings. You're in a relationship with stress. How do you relate to stress? How much time, attention, and pampering of the stress in your life? And I pick on stress because stress is a humongous scope of stuff, right? And it's everything, each person is different. We all have different stress factors in our life. We all, deal with stress in different ways. But you feel so anxiety ridden, so full of stress, just overwhelmed, that your primary relationship probably is with stress. So what are, so really look at what is your primary relationship. And this, whatever it is, if you're not happy in the relationship, whether you're dating or married, that you have with somebody else, that intimate, sexual, romantic partnership of maybe living life together, experiencing the sensual side of things, playing together, different things like that. If you had that, and maybe you still have it in a physical format, like there's somebody there, kind of like a piece of furniture, right? Oh, they're just my roommate. I hear this, my significant other, my roommate, and it's not really a roommate. It's their significant other, right? Their partner. If you have a partner, a significant other, and the furniture gets more, you're probably not in love with your significant other. And the reason being that you have made them not the priority relationship. It's so interesting. It's like these are turning points in relationships too. A couple of years ago, I guess it's been like 2 years now. I came out of an almost 8-year relationship with a man. He's the father to my youngest 2 children. And on the front side of it, we engaged and interacted beautifully. Of course, that new relationship energy is always so fun. It's always so playful. It's always, we're inquiring, we're getting to know somebody. It's just a yummy space to be in. It's very enjoyable no matter where we're, who the other person is. We just love that new relationship energy. And I remember that we would go to yoga together, and he had a motorcycle, so we would do what I called motorcycle meditations, and we would go out and we would just ride, and the air going through my hair, and just that feeling, and making out and connecting and talking about serious things and not serious things, and we were joking with each other. There was humor in our relationship. There was all this good stuff, and we really got along great. Like, it was amazing, absolutely amazing, and so just even keel, because neither one of us were into the drama. Matter of fact, he always told me that he hated drama, and drama stuff would make him run away. And we went through years like in a good space. We started to disconnect, and I remember asking him. I told him one time, I said, can we somehow just sit down? And I said, here we are, we're living together, we're paying bills together. We had stresses with health and finances occur. We had 2 children, we had all this different world. And it's all relationship stuff, all life stuff, right? But what got carried away there was that stress factor. And at one point I came to him and I asked him, I said, can we just set aside just 30 minutes a week to connect, where we just do, because I have a beautiful eye gazing exercise that I teach couples and that him and I used to do frequently. And it was just like our little reconnective tool, and we would do that. And so I asked him, I said, can we just set aside 30 minutes a week to, like you get 15 minutes, I get 15 minutes, and let's just come back together. Let's come back to us. Like, I miss us. And I asked him that. And he looked at me and he said, we don't have the time for that. We don't have the time for that. That was like, ding, 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 We have a humongous challenge here. We are not priority relationships. We're not the primaries here. I most certainly was not his primary relationship. I was asking to be his primary relationship. I was begging for it. Of course, I went into chase mode. I'm begging for it. And anytime we chase, anytime we beg, things away from us. So it's like, that's what happened there. I was repelling him by my neediness to be his primary relationship. And the more I needed, the more I latched on and was like, make me the primary. It was repulsive to him. He just saw me in a state of need, and he most certainly did not have time for that. He did not want to be in a relationship with my need. But what ended up happening was all that stress. He created a primary relationship with his work. He created a primary relationship with some video game. He created a primary relationship with responsibility and stress and making sure and all that kind of stuff. And to the point that in his eyes, he didn't have time for 30 minutes of connection in a week. He didn't have time to do that, but he had time for everything else. And on my side, I was deeply hurt because I thought to myself, if you don't have time for that, then I guess we're done, right? Like, we're done. Because if you're not going to give me that, then there's really no space for our relationship in your life. And here we are, together, raising a family, having kids and paying bills and a house and all that stuff, planning stuff out. Well, long story short, as everybody knows, we're no longer together because I never became his primary relationship after that point. It's really, really separated. And the more I tried to create the space for that primary relationship, the more I repelled him away from the primary relationship. And I did all the things that I could possibly think of. I made the requests. I tried to open up this space, and it really was not going to happen. Now, I've worked with many couples who have gone through similar events where that trying to recreate that relationship doesn't work. And then there is couples but it takes both, okay? It takes both to want it. It takes both to want it. It takes both to want to fall back in love, to want to make their relationship the primary relationship of their world, to go, no, I can take that 30 minutes. No, I can have a date night. No, I can say no to this. No, I can say no to that. No, I'm going to make this right here. I know that I still need my space. And this is times when we talk about relationships and falling back in love, we tend to go back to wanting that new relationship energy when we hung out all the time and we were calling each other or texting. We were, couldn't get the person off of our mind, and we were kind of like just walking on sunshine, right? Because we were so caught up in that person's energy and in how they made us feel and the connection. And so we wanted to be with them, like just stick ourselves to them. And that's that new relationship energy when we just want to kind of stick to somebody and we're learning about them and it's so awesome and fun and connective. All right, after 2-3 years, that shit's gone, okay? It is. We get into the real relationship. We now are meeting the real person. We're really connecting with the real person. We're dealing with that. And if you've been in a relationship for more than 3 years, the new relationship energy is gone, okay? It is gone. You're not going to ever have this ultimate desire to just stick to somebody in a healthy way. That sticking energy is going to come across as codependency. It's going to come across as neediness. It's going to be repelling. It's not going to be attractive at all. It's going to put you out of your person, and it's going to make you into a victim, into like, oh my goodness, that's a poor little puppy dog that's following me around. And we don't want that to happen. But what you do want is you want to make sure that in your relationship that you're looking at it, you're going, okay, I still need space for me. I'm going to commit to healthy boundaries, which means I'm going to make the requests that I need of space. I need this help here. At the same time, the primary relationship being in that connecting factor of that unit, the two people coming together, that you must, if you want the relationship to work, you must, number one, want the relationship to work. Number two, want to work on falling back in love. So you need to know what makes that person feel cherished, what makes that person feel valued, what makes that person, what do they look at in life and value? What characteristics do they value about you? What are of the relationship bring up for them? Why should they want to be in a relationship with you? And even if you've been there for 20 years, I encourage you to ask yourself, why does my partner want to be in a relationship with me? What am I offering? What am I bringing here to the relationship? How am I, what's the investment that I am all about here? Why do they want to put their time, their energy, open up their heart to me? And what makes them feel cherished? What makes me feel valued? Those are two different things, values and cherish, okay? So I ask you to look at that. Start to ask those questions to self and draw those out. Really write those down, get into it, allow yourself to go there. If you don't have answers, that's a starting place too, okay? But allow yourself to ask yourself those questions and communicate with your partner and ask them, do you want to make this work? Do you? Because if you want this relationship to work, then we, not me, not you, we must make it a primary focus, a primary relationship, and yet still honor each other's needs for space, for time, for outside connection, because we're never going to get back this ooey gooey sticky energy that we had when we first got this thing started. Now this is not a positive. Now this can be a negative. So we understand that there's this space. We understand that there's healthy boundaries. We understand that there needs to be that. But in that space, we can also designate time frames. We can also have conversations. We can take little moments like that eye gazing that I was talking about that I requested. Can we just take 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes, 15 minutes for you and 15 minutes for me to share and just connect. Really stay focused with each other. Come at it from more of a heart space, not a I'm trying to change you space. I'm trying to be heard space. I'm trying to get my point across space. No, here's what's going on in my world. Here's what's going on in my world, being my head, my heart. Here's where I'm at right now for the week. This is what's been going on. And to connect. Do you snuggle with your partner? Touch deprivation is a big time thing in our world. We have so much touch deprivation. It makes for a very, very unhealthy situation, very unhealthy lifestyle. It messes with our emotions. It messes with our ability, our clarity, our focus, our ability to actually be and to connect, to have empathy, compassion, understanding, to be able to hear. So we don't do that touching. And a lot of the times couples just stop cuddling. Couples stop holding hands. Couples stop, putting a hand on a leg and leaning in. And it's simple little things. Look at your furniture in your living room. Do you have those two chairs that are sitting and they're almost opposing, or there's something between? And you're like, I like my recliner, Kendall. Don't take my recliner away from me right now. That's what I like to do. I like to kick back in that recliner. I like to watch my favorite show. And I like to just chill there in the evenings. Well, you give zero space for connection, physical connection with your partner with those recliners, those couches that have those cool little spots in the middle. And you're like, well, we're sitting on the same couch together, but I can now put my drink right in between us. Yeah, you can put your drink and the whole damn freaking world in between you, because there is so much space created. What you're saying is, this is my little box, this is your little box, and I don't want to connect to you because you're not my primary focus. You're not my primary partner. Right now, the TV is. Anything is more important than you, and I'm going to make sure that you know it by making sure that we have furniture that disconnects us. Look at your home. Where are you disconnecting through your partner, through the way you even have your home set up? You might think that that's crazy, but I can tell you what, it's not. Create a space for connection. Put your focus on connection. Allow yourself to step in. Ask yourself those questions of, do I want this relationship? Do I want to fall back in love with my partner? Do I want to give it a try? wanting to make this a primary relationship. And that means looking at, like, how am I not letting it be a primary relationship? Where am I disconnecting? Where am I closing off? Where am I keeping myself armored up from the person that I claim is my best friend, that I claim I really love, that I claim is so sweet, so awesome, so this, so that. Oh man, she is blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. Well, you're armored up if you've got certain things going on. To fall back in love, you have to let go of the armor. You have to put it down. You have to look at where you're not letting the connection happen. And you have to be willing to step the fuck in and let it happen. That means you need to actually want it to happen. And if you don't want it to happen, then you need to reevaluate the whole relationship, because now you've got other things to tackle. Realize that it's so easy to fall out of love. Separation, connection, disconnect like that. That's what causes it. Distance, armor. And it's so easy to create this. It's so easy to apply our focus and give our primary relationship to anything other than the person that we really love. It's also easy to reapply our focus back to that relationship. Well, I shouldn't say it's easy. It's simple. It's simple. It's not easy, because once those barriers are there, once those walls have been created, once that distance has been felt and we've fallen out of love, now we are more likely to focus in on all the crap. We're more likely to see our partner's flaws. We're more likely to fall into that victim mode, into the blame game. We're more likely to look at our partner and go, well, I would be able to love you if you did this, if you did that. I need you to be responsible for my feelings. I need you to show that I'm primary partner like this, how I deem. I need you to do this. And what you need to do is ask yourself, am I trying to control the way my partner is trying to connect to me? Am I trying to control the situation? Because that control is also need-based. It's going to make you look needy. It's going to make you look overly hungry. And it's not going to be attractive. It's not going to be a strong point. Male or female, it's not a strong point, okay? So I want you to really look at those things. Like, where am I leaning in wrong? Because maybe I'm not leaning in. Maybe I'm trying to throw a partner's neck right now and drag them along with me because I'm insistent. Maybe that's what's going on. So it is extremely easy to fall out of love. Extremely easy. Asking yourself, where is my primary relationship? What is it with? Who is it with? Because if it ain't with my partner, then it's somewhere, right? So you need to figure that out. And then realize it's very simple to fall back in love, but it's not easy. It's hard as fuck to fall back in love, because now we have these barriers. Now we have these programs. But you can do it. You can. It requires two people. It is always a two-way street. It requires two people who want the relationship, who want the love, who want the reconnection, and are willing to sit down and be emotionally mature to have the discussions around that, to set aside the time and to go, no, I do have 30 minutes a week to give to this. Matter of fact, I have 3 hours to give to it. Matter of fact, I have an hour every single night when I get home to give to it. I have every Sunday that I can give the whole day. I can see the little things that make you feel cherished. I can ask you, what makes you feel cherished? What makes you feel valued? How do you, what makes you feel loved? And I can take those things and not just go, I can actually start doing them. I can actually start implementing the things that I know and the things that I have now inquired and received answer on. And I can actually do that. Not just give it lip service. Not just say, yeah, I'll get around to it someday. Because someday is going to lead you into Never Never Land with that person. Go on and on about this topic. I could tell you guys 10 different stories just off the fly about falling in and out of love. Some of them absolutely gut-wrenching, just like Hollywood stories of just love gone wrong and all that. But every single one of them leads right back to single one of them. On that note, right after I take a sip of my coffee, on that note, local people, couple weeks from now, Max, the ancient crystal skull, he will be here. We're doing a shamanic voyage on Saturday night. If you are local, if you have ever heard about Max, if you've ever just wanted to explore it, we're going to have meditation time set up for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at my private residence. So if you want to come and hang with me over that weekend for a couple hours or so, come hang with me and Crystal Kaya Paul and Joanne, Max's keeper. And just, I think this is like my 9th or 10th year hosting Max. I love the Max experience. This year, I definitely am excited about the Shamanic Voyage that I have created. And we're going to be having a community dinner. The Shamanic Voyage is going to lead everybody through some beautiful ceremonies and rituals and creative work to really call in some amazing stuff. 2020, not that you probably aren't already calling in amazing stuff in 2020. I know those desires are out there. You're casting out those desires. You're sending them out into the universe, and they're going to come back to you. And 2020 is going to be fucking awesome for so many people. It's a big change month. It's a big growth month. It's a big expansion month. It's definitely going to be a humongous space for a lot of people to really develop and grow and manifest their dreams this year. But for you local people, definitely look for that on my website as to, if you want to sign up, we do have spots available. We have a whole bunch of already people signed up for it, but there is a whole bunch of opportunity for you to explore that. And everybody else out there, totally off the subject, because that's just the way I roll, right? Is that I've got Max going every year around this time. I do have Max going, but then there's my regular stuff that's going as well. I got 2 different workshops coming up that you're going to see off, massive amounts of workshops. Oh my goodness. Everywhere from men's workshops and ladies workshops. It's just like workshop central around here. But I do have the Pathways to Relationships that you will be seeing coming out this month. And that is going to be my online global course. Details will be rolling out by the end of this week on that. And then I decided, I've been working with so many people on the vagus nerve, and a lot of my tantric integration work that I do, that's where anytime you go on and you see me like doing my little magic show, as I like to call it, where I didn't even touch somebody, but the energy's moving. You can basically see, like orgasmic energy moving through somebody, and it's like, look, no hands, like that. And it's just, accessing the quantum field that is around each of us, accessing, the energy that is just right here close to our bodies, and helping move that energy, push it and pull it and tickle it and create this beautiful experience. Well, that can only occur if we have done a little bit of work on the vagus nerve. So I will be putting out this month a beautiful group coaching. I never do group coaching, okay? This is not my normal thing to put together a group coaching thing. I'll do workshops, but I don't do group coaching things very frequently. This one I'm definitely going to be doing as a group. So this is going to be available to anybody in the world, male and female alike, single or coupled. This is not about your relationship status. This is about your personal being. The vagus nerve is one of the biggest nerve clusters in our bodies, starting at our head, wrapping down around our bodies, down towards our genitals, and halfway down our legs. And this nervous system, it gets dormant in our body. And when it goes dormant in our body, we cannot process our emotions as well. We have higher levels of stress, higher levels of anxiety, and we just got done talking about how stress and anxiety can become our primary relationship and totally fuck up our actual intimate relationship with our partner, right? But, sorry. See, there comes that laryngitis. My voice says, no, don't talk about the vagus nerve. No, that's not true at all. But this vagus nerve, like when it gets laying a little bit more dormant underneath the skin, and it's not activated, and it gets numb. And what happens then is that, yes, our anxiety levels are increased. We don't process our emotions as much. We have higher levels of stress. We don't physically feel to the degree that we can. And guess what? If you have orgasm issues, if you're just like not feeling it in the bedroom, then chances are this could be a vagus nerve issue. It can be something as simple as that. And once again, it is simple. Kind of like me having a coughing issue here probably coming up. Oh, gotta love bugs. Teach us something. What am I not saying? That's what I always think. Every time I have like this congestion in my throat and in my chest, I go, what am I not speaking? Where am I not speaking my truth? I need to speak my truth. I got to get out there and speak my truth. Now, well, vagus nerve stuff. So we are going to be running through, back to that vagus nerve, 5 weeks of group coaching where I'm going to teach people how to really activate their vagus nerve through self-stimulation of it. Now, that might sound all sexy and all of that. This really has not a whole lot to do with your genitals. This has a whole lot to do with self-care practices. This has a whole lot to do with this right here and this right here, with the biggest organ you have, which is called your skin, and this stuff right here, our hair. It has a lot to do with those things. And, breathing practices, stress release practices, different things that we can do. And I'm going to work you through 5 intense weeks of showing you how you can reduce your anxiety, your stress, help you to really be able to process your emotions at a very, very positive way, and be able to intensify, or once again feel in the bedroom, connect intimately with somebody, all through vagus nerve activation and giving you the processes that you can do yourself. So if that sounds interesting to you, put it in the comments. Hey, Kendal, I want in on that group coaching for the vagus nerve stimulation. I want to learn about that shit. I want to access that because I got a little bit of stress. I got a little bit of anxiety. I suffer from panic attacks. I have my emotions are like this. My hormones are like that. And I don't feel crap in the bedroom. So, hey, give me some vagus nerve. So if you are interested in that, please put hashtag vagus nerve in the comment section. I will put you on the list to contact when this launches so that you can get in at the early bird price. This will be a group event. It will be taught here on Facebook. I'm very, very excited about this workshop. This workshop. Maybe I should call it a workshop because it's group coaching. 5 weeks of intensive group coaching, mastermind level. So access that as soon as it comes out. Put it in the comments if you're interested. If you have questions, reach out to me. Look for the deets to come out on it as well. And to end it right where I began it, realize, where is your primary relationship? What with are you having a primary relationship? Really ask yourself that. Lean in, go back through this live stream. Get those questions that I asked you. Get those prompts that I gave you. Inquire with your partner. Inquire with yourself. You got this. You do. You got this. And if you want that relationship, if you want to fall back in love, then heed the things that I shared in here, because you can have it, but it's going to require both you and the person that you want that primary relationship with to both be on board to falling in love, to making it a primary relationship, and to connecting and to really closing that gap, but not sticking together, because this ain't sexy, this ain't fun, this is not what we want. We don't want somebody to be glued to us. We need some space. We need our own time, our own space, but we don't need the Grand Canyon between us. So you've got to commit together to take that Grand Canyon away, okay? And just make it a little stream of energy between you. That's the only thing that's separating you, okay? I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. Namaste.